If you're approaching 50 or already there, what I'm about to tell you could be the difference between enjoying the best decades of your life or watching them slip away in slow decline. And the tragedy is that most men have no idea this is happening until it's already stolen years from them. There's a critical window that opens around age 47 to 52. A window where your body is sending you signals, warning you that major changes are underway. Most men ignore these signals or dismiss them as normal aging. But here's what I need you to understand. What happens during this window determines your trajectory for the next 30 to 40 years. I'm Dr. Madison Li, board-certified urologist with over 12 years of experience, and I've watched this pattern play out hundreds of times. Two men, same age, similar health at 50. One takes action during this critical window. The other doesn't. By 60, they look like they're from different generations. By 70, the difference is staggering. Today I'm revealing the 5 changes happening in your body right now as you approach 50, why they matter more than you realize, and most importantly, the exact interventions that can stop or even reverse the decline. This isn't about accepting aging gracefully. This is about refusing to age poorly. But here's the part that makes this urgent. The interventions that work at 48 or 52 become much less effective at 60 or 65. Your body has plasticity right now. It can respond, adapt, and rebuild. That plasticity decreases every year you wait. The time to act is now, not 5 years from now when symptoms become impossible to ignore. Stay until the end because I'm giving you a complete action plan. Specific tests to get. Specific benchmarks to hit. Specific daily practices that take less than 30 minutes but could add decades of vitality to your life. Let me start with a story that will sound familiar. His name was Thomas. He came to see me at 53 years old. He said he felt off but couldn't quite explain it. Not sick, just not right. His energy was lower. His motivation had dropped. Sex drive was decreasing. He was gaining weight around his midsection despite eating roughly the same. Sleep wasn't as deep. Recovery from workouts took longer. He told me, "I figured this is just what 50 feels like." My dad was the same way. That statement right there is why so many men decline unnecessarily. They accept decline as inevitable when it's actually optional. We ran comprehensive labs. What we found shocked him but didn't shock me because I see it constantly. His testosterone had dropped 35% from where it probably was at 30. His DHEA was low. His thyroid function was suboptimal. His vitamin D was deficient. His fasting insulin was creeping up, indicating early insulin resistance. His inflammation markers were elevated. Every single one of these issues is fixable. We created a targeted protocol. 6 months later, Thomas looked and felt like a different person. He'd lost 18 pounds, all from his midsection. His energy was back. His libido returned. His mental clarity improved. He told me he felt better at 54 than he had at 45. That's the power of understanding what's happening and taking strategic action during this critical window. So what are the 5 changes happening in your body as you approach 50? Let me break them down one by one, and more importantly, tell you exactly what to do about each one. Change number 1, testosterone decline becomes accelerated. You've probably heard that testosterone drops about 1% per year after 30. That's the average. But here's what most men don't know. That decline often accelerates between 45 and 55. It's not linear. Some men experience a steeper drop during this decade. By 50, you could be down 20 to 30% from your peak. By 55, possibly 35 to 40%. This isn't just about sex drive, though that's affected. Low testosterone impacts muscle mass, bone density, fat distribution, mood, motivation, cognitive function, and cardiovascular health. The symptoms are often subtle at first. You don't wake up one day feeling terrible. It's gradual. Less morning wood. Harder to build or maintain muscle. Belly fat accumulating despite diet. Feeling tired in the afternoon. Less competitive drive. Brain fog. Irritability. Here's the critical point. Testosterone levels in your late 40s predict your health outcomes in your 60s and 70s. Men with testosterone below 300 nanograms per deciliter at 50 have significantly higher rates of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, dementia, and all-cause mortality compared to men who maintain levels above 500. What to do about it? Get your testosterone tested. Not just total testosterone. Get free testosterone and SHBG as well. Those tell you how much testosterone is actually bioavailable to your tissues. If you're below 400 total or below 10 nanograms per deciliter free testosterone, you need intervention. Options include testosterone replacement therapy, which is safe and effective when properly managed, or natural optimization through specific lifestyle changes. Natural optimization includes strength training at least 3 times per week with heavy compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and presses. These stimulate testosterone production. Adequate healthy fat intake, at least 30% of calories from sources like olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fatty fish. Testosterone is made from cholesterol. Sufficient sleep, at least 7 hours per night. Testosterone is produced during deep sleep. Stress management. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which directly suppresses testosterone. Maintaining healthy body weight. Excess body fat, especially visceral fat, converts testosterone to estrogen. For some men, lifestyle optimization is enough. For others, testosterone replacement is necessary. There's no shame in that. It's a medical treatment for a medical condition. Work with a knowledgeable physician who understands male hormone optimization. Change number 2, metabolic flexibility collapses. At 30, you could eat pizza and beer on Friday night, and by Monday you'd be fine. At 50, that same meal leaves you feeling terrible for 3 days and adds a pound that won't come off. Why? Your metabolic flexibility, your body's ability to switch between burning carbohydrates and fat, has decreased dramatically. This happens because of several factors. Muscle mass declines, and muscle is your primary metabolic tissue. Insulin sensitivity decreases. Your cells become less responsive to insulin's signal to take up glucose. Mitochondrial function declines. Your cellular powerhouses produce less energy. Inflammation increases. Chronic low-grade inflammation interferes with metabolic signaling. The result? You gain weight easily, especially around your midsection. You have less energy. Your blood sugar becomes less stable. You're on a path toward metabolic syndrome, which affects over 40% of men over 50 and is a precursor to diabetes, heart disease, and accelerated aging. What to do about it? You need to restore insulin sensitivity and rebuild metabolic flexibility. The most effective approach combines several strategies. Intermittent fasting. Start with a 14 to 16-hour overnight fast. Finish dinner by 7 p.m. and don't eat again until 9 or 11 a.m. the next day. This improves insulin sensitivity and promotes fat burning. Work up to this gradually if you're not used to fasting. Carbohydrate cycling. Don't eat the same amount of carbs every day. On days you strength train, eat more carbs to fuel performance and recovery. On rest days, keep carbs lower and increase healthy fats. This teaches your body to burn both fuel sources efficiently. High-intensity interval training once or twice per week. Short bursts of maximum effort followed by recovery. This is one of the most powerful insulin sensitivity boosters available. Just 20 minutes twice a week makes a dramatic difference. Increase protein intake to at least 0.8 grams per pound of body weight daily. Protein preserves muscle mass, which preserves metabolism. It also increases satiety and has a higher thermic effect than carbs or fat. Eliminate or drastically reduce processed foods, especially those combining refined carbs with seed oils. These are metabolically devastating. Focus on whole foods. Meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, whole grains in moderation. Track your progress with labs. Get fasting insulin tested. Optimal is below 5 microunits per milliliter. Get hemoglobin A1C tested. Optimal is below 5.3%. These numbers tell you if your interventions are working. Change number 3, prostate enlargement begins. By 50, about 50% of men have some degree of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. By 60, it's 60%. By 70, it's 70%. You see the pattern. This is when it starts for most men. Early symptoms are easy to dismiss. Getting up once during the night to urinate. Taking a bit longer to start the stream. Feeling like you didn't completely empty your bladder. Most men ignore these signs for years until they're getting up 4 or 5 times per night and their quality of life has tanked. Here's what matters. The interventions that prevent or slow BPH progression are most effective when started early, before severe symptoms develop. Once the prostate is significantly enlarged and symptoms are severe, your options become more limited and invasive. What to do about it? Get a baseline PSA test and digital rectal exam at 50 if you haven't already. Know your starting point. Track changes over time. Implement prostate protective nutrition. This means high intake of lycopene from cooked tomatoes with olive oil. Zinc from oysters, pumpkin seeds, and beef. Selenium from Brazil nuts. Saw palmetto and beta-sitosterol supplements have evidence for reducing BPH symptoms. Stay sexually active. Regular ejaculation, at least 2 to 3 times per week, is associated with better prostate health. It clears prostatic fluid and reduces inflammation. Avoid bladder irritants after 4 p.m., caffeine, alcohol, and carbonated drinks all worsen urinary symptoms. If you're starting to notice symptoms, eliminating these in the evening makes a big difference. Maintain healthy body weight. Obesity is strongly associated with BPH progression. The visceral fat produces inflammatory compounds that promote prostate growth. Automo. Dando continuidade a converso do roteiro. Roteiro formatido, Part 3. Change number 4, cardiovascular decline accelerates. Your arteries at 50 are not the same as they were at 30. Even if you feel fine, even if you have no symptoms, changes are underway. Arterial stiffness increases. Endothelial function declines. Plaque accumulation accelerates. Inflammation in vessel walls increases. This is when many men have their first cardiac event. Not because something suddenly went wrong, but because decades of silent damage finally reached a tipping point. Heart disease remains the #1 killer of men. Most of that risk accumulates during the decade from 45 to 55. The good news? This is one of the most modifiable risk factors. Small changes in this window have massive impacts on your cardiovascular health over the next 20 to 30 years. What to do about it? Get an advanced cardiac workup. Not just basic cholesterol. Get a coronary calcium score if you're 45 or older and haven't had one. This CT scan provides invaluable information about your cardiovascular risk. Get an ApoB test. This measures the number of atherogenic particles in your blood and is more predictive than LDL cholesterol alone. Get a high-sensitivity CRP test to measure inflammation. If your coronary calcium score is 0 and your ApoB is optimal, you're in good shape. If not, you need aggressive intervention. Cardiovascular protection strategy, regular aerobic exercise. At least 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity. This is non-negotiable. Walking counts if it's brisk enough to elevate your heart rate. Omega-3 fatty acids. At least 2 to 3 grams of EPA and DHA daily from fish oil or fatty fish. These reduce inflammation and stabilize arterial plaque. Blood pressure control. Keep it below 120/80. Higher than that, even if it's considered normal, increases cardiovascular risk. Mediterranean-style diet. Emphasize vegetables, fruits, whole grains, fish, olive oil, nuts. Minimize red meat, processed foods, and added sugars. Stress management. Chronic stress damages vessels and promotes plaque formation. Meditation, deep breathing, adequate sleep all help. If your ApoB is elevated, you may need medication. Statins are highly effective at reducing cardiovascular events when indicated. Don't let misinformation scare you away from potentially life-saving treatment. Change number 5. Sleep architecture deteriorates. You might still sleep 7 or 8 hours, but the quality of that sleep at 50 is not the same as it was at 30. You spend less time in deep sleep, the stage where physical restoration happens. You spend less time in REM sleep, the stage where cognitive processing and emotional regulation happen. You wake up more frequently during the night. This matters enormously because sleep is when your body repairs, when testosterone is produced, when growth hormone is released, when your brain clears metabolic waste. Poor sleep accelerates every other aspect of aging. What to do about it? Optimize your sleep environment and habits with precision. Keep your bedroom between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Cool temperature promotes deep sleep. Make it completely dark. Even small amounts of light disrupt sleep quality. Use blackout curtains and cover any LED lights. Remove all screens from the bedroom. The temptation to check your phone destroys sleep quality. Establish a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even weekends. Your circadian rhythm thrives on consistency. Avoid alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime. Alcohol might help you fall asleep, but it fragments sleep and reduces REM and deep sleep stages. Consider magnesium supplementation. Magnesium glycinate 300 to 400 milligrams 1 hour before bed improves sleep quality for many men. If you snore heavily or wake up feeling unrefreshed despite adequate sleep time, get screened for sleep apnea. Undiagnosed sleep apnea is incredibly common in men over 50 and is devastating to health. It increases risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, and sudden death. Now let me tie this all together with a complete action plan. The critical window protocol for men approaching 50. This is your roadmap. Step 1. Get comprehensive baseline labs within the next 30 days. Don't wait. You need to know where you stand. Required tests include total testosterone, free testosterone, SHBG, DHEAS, TSH, free T3, free T4 for thyroid function. Fasting insulin and hemoglobin A1C for metabolic health. Vitamin D. High-sensitivity CRP for inflammation. Complete lipid panel plus ApoB. PSA for prostate health. Step 2. Get your coronary calcium score if you're 45 or older and haven't had one. This is a one-time scan that provides invaluable information about your cardiovascular risk. Step 3. Establish your baseline fitness. Test your VO2 max or at minimum do a timed 1-mile walk and track your heart rate. Test your strength with basic lifts. Deadlift, squat, bench press. Test your body composition. Not just weight, but body fat percentage and muscle mass. Step 4. Implement the non-negotiables daily. These are the practices that must happen every single day. 7 to 8 hours of sleep. No exceptions. At least 30 minutes of movement. Strength training 3 days, cardio on other days. 1 day can be light active recovery. High protein intake. At least 120 to 150 grams daily for most men. Stress management practice. 10 minutes of meditation, deep breathing, or other stress reduction. Elimination of obvious health destroyers. Smoking, excessive alcohol, processed foods. Step 5. Address any deficiencies or suboptimal markers immediately. If testosterone is low, work with a doctor on optimization. If vitamin D is low, supplement aggressively until optimal. If metabolic markers are off, implement intermittent fasting and carbohydrate cycling. If cardiovascular markers are concerning, consider medication if lifestyle changes aren't sufficient. Step 6. Retest everything in 6 months. Track your progress. Adjust your interventions based on results. This is not a one-time effort. This is a systematic approach to optimization that becomes your lifestyle. Let me give you one more story. Michael came to see me at 49. He was proactive, not reactive. He felt fine but wanted to optimize. We ran his labs. Everything was okay but nothing was optimal. Testosterone was 380, acceptable but not great. Vitamin D was low. Fasting insulin was 9, higher than optimal. Body fat was 24%. We created a protocol. Strength training 4 times per week. Daily walks. Intermittent fasting 16/8 pattern. High protein, moderate carb, sufficient healthy fat. Vitamin D supplementation. Stress management through morning meditation. 6 months later, his testosterone had increased to 520 naturally. His fasting insulin dropped to 4. His body fat was 18%. He looked leaner and more muscular. He had more energy and better mood. He told me he felt like he'd gone backward in age instead of forward. That's what happens when you take action during this critical window. You don't just slow aging, you can actually reverse some aspects of it. Here's what I need you to understand. Most men drift into their 50s and beyond with no plan. They accept whatever happens as inevitable. Then at 60 or 65, they're shocked by how much function they've lost. How much energy is gone. How many medications they're on. How limited their life has become. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have more control than you realize. The interventions I've outlined are not complicated. They're not expensive relative to the return on investment. They just require awareness, commitment, and consistency. The question is whether you're willing to invest 30 to 60 minutes per day into your health now to enjoy decades of vitality later. Because that's the trade-off. Small consistent effort now or massive regret later. Here's my challenge to you. Within the next week, schedule the lab work I mentioned. Get the baseline. See where you actually stand. Don't guess. Don't assume you're fine. No. Then implement at least 3 of the interventions I've discussed. Pick the 3 that resonate most or that address your biggest concerns. Do them consistently for 90 days. Track how you feel. Energy levels, sleep quality, strength, mood, sexual function. At 90 days, reassess. I'm confident you'll see improvements that motivate you to keep going and add more interventions. Come back to this video and leave a comment with your results. Tell other men what worked. Be part of the solution by sharing your experience. If this video gave you a wake-up call and a clear action plan, hit that like button. Let YouTube share this with more men who need to hear it. Subscribe to this channel for weekly videos on men's health, optimization, and longevity. I give you science-based strategies you can implement immediately. Turn on notifications so you never miss content that could add years to your life. Comment below and tell me, how old are you and which of these 5 changes concerns you most? And if you've already taken action to optimize your health in your 40s or 50s, share what's worked for you. Share this video with any man approaching 50 or already there. This could be the information that changes the trajectory of the next 30 years of his life. Remember, this is educational content and doesn't replace individualized medical advice. Work with knowledgeable healthcare providers who understand optimization, not just disease management. I'm Dr. Madison Li, and I'll leave you with this. 50 is not the beginning of decline. It's the beginning of your next chapter. And that chapter can be your best one if you approach it with intention, knowledge, and action. Your critical window is open right now. What you do with it is up to you. See you in the next video.